Welcome to our annual open house from Memorial High School. I'm Glenn Mitchell, the principal of the magnificent Memorial High School, and we certainly would like to thank all of our parents, significant others, friends who support our programs at Memorial High School. We look forward to working with all of our students and doing all that we can do to make learning fun, to make activities engageful, and to make all of our experiences with our students harmonious. We do thank you for your support and for being a part of this magnificent institution. We want to salute our Board of Education, our Superintendent of Schools, our Assistant Superintendents, and all who are part of that support mechanism to make this place such a wonderful place for us to all be engaged. We thank you. We certainly appreciate all of the students who are supporting the efforts of our virtual experience. We want to thank them for all of the things that they do and all that they assist us with in facilitating learning away from the environment. This has been a very enhanced school year, as well as the conclusion of last year. We really did not get a closure for last year, and we really did not get a beginning for this year. But throughout all of it, we still maintain the elements of operating a very effective, efficient school of operation with all of the many staff members, assistant principals, and all who are supportive of what we do. We welcome you to this experience, and we certainly hope that you will find that we can be just as successful in person as we can out of person. So thank you very much for joining us, and we look forward to giving you and sharing with you highlights from the Memorial High School. We've had a great year, and so we appreciate all of your support, and thank you so very much.
Hello, parents at Memorial High School, of the greatest high school in Port Arthur, Texas, the only high school that can bring it. We actually to be with us at this time so that we can give you some pertinent information about the Title I program. Each month you'll have a parent meeting that's a part of our Title I agreement that we have with you, the parents, our community, and with our school. This month is the Title I parent meeting, open house. Normally we have this in September. However, we're going to do it now because of the pandemic. We understand that things are different, and so we have to think out of the box. We have to move a little bit different than we've done before, but it's okay because we can do that. We are of a great district and of a great school. So the goals for this particular meeting is to help parents understand the work that their child is doing throughout this time. Also to share with you some information about the Title I program and some of the supports that the Title I program gives us as a school, as a campus, and provides for not only our students but also our parents. We also want to let you know about upcoming events here at the school. Every month, look for a parent meeting. Next month, we'll have the Cape building. They will be showcasing, and there will be a tour. They'll have their partners there. So that will be interesting for those students who are 10th graders who want to think about going into the Cape building and learning some type of skill that will help them with their job enhancement later. Also, we will have our special education department will hold a parent meeting for our students so that parents who are not familiar or who are new to the special ed department will know what services are provided. And if you have been with special ed and have a special ed child or special needs child, you will find updates that will help you to further support your student. In addition to the November meeting, after this meeting on the 22nd of October, we'll have a senior meeting for the seniors and juniors who are interested in trying to find out about financial aid and what's available to them. We will have our senior counselors and Ms. Harris and Ms. Harden. We'll have the Lamar State College, Port Arthur people, and we will also have our communities and schools, and they will support this effort. It's important, parents, that you get a fix on what is available to your student, especially in this time that we're going through with this pandemic. So without ado, I will introduce you to our social worker for the Port Arthur Independent School District who works with secondary schools, Dr. Annie Barkers.
Good afternoon, parents, guardians, significant others. We are thankful that you are taking the time to once again listen to us bringing forth information that you need that's pertaining to your students here at Memorial High School. As Dr. Mitchell has alluded to earlier with the COVID-19 and also Dr. Coleman, there are changes that we as staff persons as well as students and parents are having to go through because this is a different age and a different time. But nevertheless, as a part of our Title I program, we must make sure that we are getting you the information, parents, that you need in order to know what is available for you as well as for your students. And as Dr. Coleman stated earlier, when we previously did a video about a month ago, we went into some detailed information about Title I. So what I'm doing at this point in time will be adding some additional information on points that you can utilize as parents and guardians to work with your children's teachers and your counselors and anyone else here at Memorial High School to assist you with your students and for the progress of your students. The most important part that I'm talking about, because parents, you link with us, and without you in the loop, we will not be able to do what we need to do for your students, because we need to hear your voice and know what your concerns are. And we look at you as a partner within our group, and it's the three of us all together, the homeschool and the community, that will work together to make sure that we're doing all that we need to do. Parent, don't feel like it's a burden to us, because it's not. We are working together, and your part and your input is very vital, that we know how you're feeling, making suggestions to us on what may be best for your student and how we can reach your student. So feel free at any time to give us a call here at Memorial High School, and we will be able to assist you. If we don't know the answer, we will find the answer for you, and we'll get back with you. One of the parts that I want to talk about today, as Dr. Coleman spoke about earlier, each month we come forth with information on parent workshops to try and bring information to you and your students. So one of the things that I'm going to talk about today is to share what we're going to be doing here at Memorial High School. When it talks about the meeting, as part of Title I, we have the monthly meeting. This is showing that we're reaching out to you parents to make sure that you are getting the information. And one of the things that it says, with us being Title I, this is a requirement that we must do, and we're supposed to give it to you in different venues. So what we're doing now with COVID, we're giving it to you virtual. And we're trying to make sure by doing it virtual that we're still hitting the points that you are concerned about or that you need to know. And there will be an area and information to where, if you have concerns, that you can send us an email or you can give us a phone call and we can follow up on that. But it talks about the parent and family engagement meeting. It must be provided on multiple days and multiple times so that we will be able to solicit your input to make sure that we're meeting the needs where the parent, school, and the community is linking together. Also, we are talking about the various training activities that we'll be able to offer you that would be feasible for you parents. If you have a concern or you want to know about a specific topic, then you can also get that information to us and we can make arrangements that where we can get those services provided for you. One of the other aspect of is when we're talking about families and being engaged. Sometimes we have guardians, sometimes the students are speaking for themselves because they would fall into a various other category that I will be discussing further down in the presentation. But we want to make sure it all comes back to making sure that we're on the same page, parent, and your voice is very important. Grades have been there. They are online, and you can go online and get those grades. But one of the pointers that I would like to share with you today is some of the things that you may consider, parents, so when you get ready to speak to your counselor or to the teacher, your students' teachers. And these are some of the things you can think of prior to that meeting. And it's talking about tips for parents when you are meeting with your virtual or by phone, or even if you're going to do it by email. Some things that you may want to bring up that you've never thought about, that you may want to find out from your students' teachers. And you should expect a two-way conversation. That means that you all are communicating with each other, not just during the time of the report cards, but throughout the grading period. On a weekly basis, if that's what you desire, or whenever you have a concern with what is going on with your student. These are some of the things that you can do as a parent or a guardian. You can ask to see the information on your child, like if they have reports that they should be doing, how did they do on those particular reports? Did they turn it in on time? And what can you do as a parent to boost that support? Also, emphasis on learning. Good parent-teacher conference focus on how well is a child doing in the school setting. And also, if they are contributing in the classroom setting when the lessons are going forth from the teacher. And also, if there are some things that you're concerned about that was not discussed, then you will be able to bring those particular points up to the teacher. Also, you want to know the progress. Are they progressing at the time that they should be progressing? Are they somewhat slow on getting their information in or their work in? If so, what is the reason? Have they been contacting you about what they are seeing in the classroom setting? And the two of you can come together with some suggestions on how you may be able to break down different assignments so that the students can still show progress as they go along. Also, parent, in the home setting, you can also ask your student, how are their particular classes going? What is being required of you? How do you feel about what's going on in the classroom? And how do you feel about the progress that they are making as students? And ask them for their recommendations on how they feel that maybe things will change so that they will be able to see more progress and also will be comfortable in that. Also, when you do a follow-up with the teacher, you can make a plan with the teacher. You and the teacher can get together and write a plan down, and then you can follow through this plan on a weekly basis, or however the two of you decide that you want to go about showing the progress for your student. Also, you can schedule various times that you can get with the teacher around the teacher's schedule, because taking into consideration that the teacher also have additional classes that they have to have throughout the day, but they do have a time in their schedule to where you may be able to schedule a time that you all can sit and talk, or either versus sitting and talking, the virtual, or you will be able to make sure that you are communicating with each other to make sure that everything is going right with your student. Also, you can have a checklist, parents, and keep record on how the teacher is saying that your student is doing in the classroom setting. Some suggestions that the teacher have made, and along with the suggestions that you have made, so that we can see progress on the students. And we want to make sure, parent, that you feel that you are being heard. You have the best interests for your student. You're emphasizing learning, because this is what you are, and the purpose of you sending your child here, and also you working with your child at home, that they are getting the learning. You want to make sure that the home school the home, the school, and the community, they're working together to make sure that we're on that same page for excellence with the student. And we want to see examples and also have evidence that where the student is doing all the things that they need to do to make sure that the progress is being made. And also we can practice active listening from your student, from the teacher, as well as from you too, parents, that you have a part and feel a part of what is going on in the classroom with your student. And you want to respect each other because we're all in this together to make sure that our students are progressing where they need to progress. And also, we want to be dedicated in following up. If the teacher calls or the teacher sends an email, we want to make sure that we're following through with that. Now, I'm going to switch gears now. There's another section that I'm going to talk to you about. Even before COVID came along, we were still having concerns and some issues in schools about the form of bullying. And one of the reports over the years that we have received on what is going on, not only bullying at school, but also bullying in the community, sometimes even bullying at home. So I'm going to give you some facts on what's called the David's Law, what it is, and how it can help us. We as educators have gone to various workshops to find out the forms and fashions of and the types of bullying that we can look for, and we can make sure that we are reporting and looking into when we get a report on a suspected case of bullying. So when it talks about the David's Law, Senate Bill 179, formerly known as David Law, was named after 16-year-old David Moloch, a high school student, died by suicide after being bullied in the school setting. The particular case with him was the case of cyberbullying. And this is where students were taping different things and sending it to him by way of on his phone and messaging and other methods that they utilize. This is against the law for any of these particular devices to be utilized to bully anyone, to make them feel that they are not secure, that they are worthless or whatever. But you parent, to ensure that your child is okay, talk to your children about how they're feeling and how they're being treated at school. Also know that there are support groups here in the school setting. We work along with our principal, assistant principals, our counselor. Everyone gets involved to make sure that our students are receiving the protection that they need and the nurturing and the love that we share with your child, because you trust them when they come to us, that we are looking out. Now, we can't see all things, but parents, if you suspect that there is something going on with your student, if you're seeing your child is not being what they have been in the past, maybe they're not speaking as much about anything, they're staying to themselves, or they're just not feeling or doing the things that they've done in the past. And this is a time that you may want to pull them to the side and speak to them and ask them about what is going on. And if you feel that there is something indeed happening at the school, do not fail to call us so that we can check into that. What does the bill mean for the school? The new bill requires schools to notify a bullied victim's parent or within a 3-day time span to be reported to us so that we can do an investigation. What we have here, we have a bullying contract. We also take the statement of the person that is being bullied as well as the suspected person that is doing the bullying. We sit and we talk with them, and then we get our parents involved to let them know what we have found out, and then we try to get on the same page to make sure that we are servicing both of the individuals that are involved in that particular scenario. And not only do they use the the internet or whatever to utilize the form of bullying. There can be note passing, there can be noticing in the hallway of how they are speaking to one another or not speaking to one another, how they are eliminating them, particularly from groups that they have been in the past. So it's a variety of things that you can look at as far as bullying is concerned. One of the other aspects of the cyberbullying information is when we talk about the facts of it and the types of bullying. When we look at the different types of bullying, 13% says that they are made fun of, they're called names, or they are insulted. 5% said that they were pushed, shoved, tripped, or spit on. These are just some types and forms of bullying that possibly can go on and have gone on in some areas. 12% say that they have rumors spread about them. 3% said that they were pressured to do things that they did not want to do. 5% say that they were excluded from activities on purpose. And you know, with them being in middle school and high school, we can see these different things going on because a lot of it is about power play and control. So parents, be aware of your students and what's going on with them, and do not be afraid to sit and talk to them about these things. 2% say that their property was destroyed on purpose. And 4% said that they were threatened with bodily harm. So parents, please be aware. And this is just a few of the things that we are talking about as far as the David's Law in bullying is concerned. One of the other aspects of what I do is that we have students, we think about homelessness. Sometimes we think of someone that's living under the bridge or living in a car or whatever. Some of that, it is true because we're seeing a lot of that. But here in our school setting, when we look at homelessness, what we know and what the governor says about homeless, they give us a definition of what we are to look for. It's called the McKinney-Vento, and it gives you a definition of what we look at as homelessness within our school setting. It says children and youth who lack a fixed, regular, and adequate nighttime residence. And you're saying, well, maybe most people do have somewhere to stay or whatever, but it breaks it down into what is adequate for that particular student to be in. We look at sharing the house of other persons due to the loss of housing, economic hardship, or similar reasons. Living in hotels, motels, trailer parks, or camping grounds due to the lack of alternative adequate accommodations. Living in emergency or transition shelters or abandoned in hospitals. Also living in a public or private place not designated for or ordinarily used as a regular sleeping accommodation for any human being. Living in cars, parks, public spaces, abandoned buildings, substandard housing, bus or train stations, or similar settings. Migratory children living in these above circumstances are and can be considered as unaccompanied youth. Without a homeless, they are homeless without a residence to live in. So within the school district setting, what we do when we are informed that the student fit any of these particular categories, what we do is we do an intake on that student and make sure that they are enrolled in school, receive the additional services that they need, and also we work with that student to make sure that if they need additional counseling or any of those particular things, we want to make sure that the students receive those particular services. And that is going to end my presentation at this time. And if you do have questions, you can get in contact with me at Memorial High School. Thank you.
And parents, this is going to conclude our presentation for our open house. Do know that in addition to this being on the YouTube channel, we also will have the Title I parent information PowerPoint on our webpage in both English and Spanish. We will also be contacting some parents about our parent compact. This is a compact, this is an agreement that we have between the school, the parents, and the students on what our responsibilities are. For example, the school's responsibility is to provide students with teachers of quality, to provide them with a quality curriculum, one that will engage them, one where they will learn, and also to provide them with various software that they will use to enhance their learning. We're also hoping to provide them with the best activities, give them clubs and organizations they can join. We're here to fulfill our responsibility, and we feel like since it's a partnership, each person that's involved should have a responsible part. For the parents, your part would be to get them to school on time, to get them to do their homework, to provide them with materials or information that they would need for research. Take them to the library if they need to do the research. Give them the paper that they need, or provide the electronic device that they may need. Either you get it from the school or you provide it yourself. But as a parent, we're saying that there are certain things that you should do for your students, just like the school should do for your student. And your student is agreeing that they will do the homework. They will be responsible for making sure that they turn in the work on time, that they do study, that they do progress, that they are successful academically. And then when it comes down to that testing, that they do meet the standards for the STAR test. So again, we will have the Title I PowerPoint online for you in English and Spanish. There will be an example of what our current Title I compact is now. We're asking parents, because of this pandemic, we need to have a meeting with some parents to see if we need to change aspects of that. Maybe we need to, because of this pandemic, we need to put some things in virtually that we can be doing, like we're doing with these parent meetings. If we need to provide devices like we are doing currently now, maybe we need to change devices, maybe we need to do something. You are our persons who we can get the information on what we can do, what's best for your student. So we're asking you to please take a look at the compact and make suggestions. You can call the school, reach Dr. Barkers. You can call the school, reach me or Dr. Mitchell or any of the counselors. Or you know what? You can email us as well. So that all the types of things that you can do, we actually do. We do use a social media to get information out to you, but we do not use social media to tear down parents or students. We just need another form of communication to get to you guys. So we're asking, before you say something about the school, come and find out for yourself. Don't listen to other people. You know, come and find out for yourself how well your kid is doing at Memorial High School and how hard we're working to do well here at Memorial High School for our students and for our parents, and to make our community proud, and also to make our students available to go and get those community jobs that are available here in through industry in Port Arthur in the Golden Triangle. So we ask you to please work with us. So you'll have the PowerPoint on our webpage, you'll have the compact on our webpage, and we will get you a information sheet where you can make suggestions and email it in, okay? So on behalf of Dr. Mitchell, Glenn Mitchell, our principal, on behalf of our administrative staff, on behalf of our teachers, our faculty, on behalf of our district, on behalf of you and our students, we thank you for sharing with us and working with us. And we say to you, be safe in this pandemic, that this is just for a time, but we're here to continue to work and be successful. Thank you.
Thank you once again, parents. And I know Dr. Coleman said that this was the conclusion. We had one other speaker that was supposed to be here that was, because of a meeting, was unable to come. But I'm coming before you at this time to ask that you participate with us with our PTSA here at Memorial High School. Our annual fee for that to be a member is $7. We're asking all parents, and if you have children that are seniors, to also participate to become a member. And what we do with the funding and all is that we set aside so much of the funding that we receive to give out scholarships to our students that are seniors and getting ready to graduate, to participate in writing essays. And then with that essay, we will be able to give, hopefully this year, more of the scholarships that we have done in the past. So parents, guardians, if you are interested of becoming a member of the PTSA of Memorial High School, you can contact us at the school, and the cost for the to become a member is $7. Thank you so much.